by Dr.A.Saleem Raja. We welcome you, sir. Sir has working as an assistant professor in Information Technology Department in University of Technology and Applied Science, Shinas, Oman. Sir has 15 plus years of experience in teaching courses at both UG and PG levels. He has published over 15 plus articles in peer-reviewed journals and conferences. He has trained project students at bachelor and master level in the field of web application, mobile application, in the development of IoT, Cisco network, and Python in data science. He has organized practical workshops for students, teachers in reputed colleges. He has supervised more than 5 applied research projects in Oman. We are honored to welcome you, sir. The session is yours.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Shall we start, ma'am? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Thanks for the opportunity. Really, I'm very happy to be part of this webinar session. Mainly thank head of the department and organizing committee of this wonderful webinar for 5 days. So my session is focusing on natural language processing. I'm Dr. Saleem. I'm working in Oman for the past 10 years. I have been conducting various workshops in different colleges for the students and teachers in various topics. So today, with this outset, I just start my session. I will start my presentation here. Can you see my screen, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what we are going to discuss today is natural language processing for machine learning. So this topic I specifically choose because the current demand, and moreover, the new beginners, new researchers, those who are doing in data science and machine learning area, this will be more fruitful to them. That's why I plan to conduct both basics and some advanced topics too here. Okay, so what are the things I'm going to cover today is what is NLP and what are the applications here and what are the packages that required and what are the different techniques that we have that will help you to understand how to start learning NLP and how to be a master in NLP, and some of the code examples that are required for every different techniques, so that I will show you and explain the course too. Okay, so I'll begin with. So if not able to see the screen, please let me know so that I can adjust again. Okay. And if you have, if you're not able to understand my voice, you can also inform me so that I can able to adjust it. Okay, because during the presentation, I don't know whether you are seeing the screen or whether my voice or picture is visible to you. So better, else you can contact me. Okay. Next is what is natural language processing? Natural language processing is part of artificial intelligence. Why it is required now? Okay, so artificial intelligence generally that makes a machine to behave like a human. That is what the thing of artificial intelligence. Yeah, every human being is having understanding ability or able to classify the things, but machines cannot do by itself. So what is the need now? We have to train the machines, or we have to make the machines to understand and behave like a human. So as part of this, AI, NLP take a big role in order to understand or in order to behave like a human. Of course, we have a computer visions. Of course, we have other technologies too. NLP is also playing a major role in artificial intelligence, especially in robotics, or even different tasks in different companies that we will discuss shortly. Okay, so for that purpose, NLP plays a major role. Okay, so as I explained here, in NLP is a subfield of computer science and artificial intelligence that makes machines. Machines means your system. Okay, your system able to understand like a human and able to understand a human language, especially text. Okay, so it may be a text in the document, or it may be in the voice. Okay, so it has to understand your content, what you are speaking or what you are having in your file. Okay, so the combines the computational linguistic with the statistical models like machine learning or deep learning models, so that makes your machine to understand your language. Okay, so when you open Google can able to understand your language. Okay, when you speak to search something, it can able to understand your language. How it becomes the machine can understand your language, it depends on the models that trained. Okay, so how the models can understand it, it involves NLP task. Okay, so what are the applications that we have? So there are plenty of applications for NLP. So I'll start with the most basic applications. That is when you have a word, or if you have some specific, language correcting softwares along with Word. So it can able to check your sentence and correct the sentence, and even correct the words, spellings, everything. Even Gmail, when you type, it will suggest auto corrections, auto suggestions. Okay, something that will give, that makes your statements more perfect than the earlier system, right? So that makes the role of, that gives the role of NLP. Okay, so language translator. Normally we use Google Translator to translate different languages. If you're not able to understand, for example, Oman, most of the communication that I received in Arabic, basically all the mails that I received, all the official documents that I received, mostly in Arabic. So if I want to translate it, just I copy and paste it in Google. So the Google Translate what is the content of it, and I can able to manage somehow, right? So the language translator plays a vital role in different places, right? So next one is the chatbots. Most hot area. Most of the web applications that uses chatbots now. Chatbots is an automatic robot, that means software robot, that will answer all your queries in specific topic when you open a particular site. For example, I'm going to access some services from the government sector. I don't know what are the links that I need in order to further navigation. So chatbot application that will help you to understand what you need, and it will assist you. We also did some projects in chatbot, but plain rules-based chatbots. We can also develop NLP-based chatbots. That means you have a machine or deep learning-based chatbots that will more accurate to answer your queries. Most of the chatbots that we have today is just like a rule-based. If you type something, if it is matches with the conditions, it will reply like a if-else statements, right? So it will display like that. But we can also make it as intelligent as possible. Okay. And voice assistance, as you know, we can able to translate your queries by voice. Okay. And sentiment analysis, that makes big role in companies in order to promote their business. For example, if I have a product, so the product reviews, comments, that will be in the social media. So in order to assess the product quality and customer experience, customer feelings, okay, so we can use sentiment analysis, whether they have a positive feedback or negative feedback or neutral in comments, okay, or some of the problems in the product. So everything we can able to get analyze by using sentiment analysis. This is again a research area. You can also explore many things using sentiment analysis in different languages too. Sentiment analysis, we have a lot of packages available in Python, so we can just put a 2 or 3 lines of code. We can able to classify the content, whether it is a positive or negative, or what kind of mood that we have in the text, right? But if you go with the different languages like Tamil or some other Indian languages in order to classify the comments in social media, so that makes your research problem more stronger. Okay, even Arabic also, some of the researchers, they're doing it, and many languages they're doing it. Okay, because it closely associated with the linguistic of the language, so we have to work on it. Okay, so email or CV filtering, this will be another area where so our email, normally it has 2 boxes. One is the spam filters, another one is the normal inbox. So how the mails are classified, it is also having some machine learning models behind with NLP support. It can able to understand the content of the mail. It will not read the entire content. Some of the things it will select, and it will classify based on the elements, right? So that is email classification. And CV filtering, this is another very good application that for HR people, so they can able to filter different applications with some tools. Okay, so the tools mainly uses NLP in order to filter out what is required and what are the qualifications are needed, that you can feed it, and the system can able to filter out, okay, the CVs. So that makes your HR work will be more easier. And document classification, of course, we have a lot of documents, medical related or government documents are available. So those documents we have to properly classify so that we can able to organize in a proper way. Okay, and information extractions from the different media. Okay, so and target advertising. So we have to know who is our target people. So based on the searching, based on the social media usages, we can able to identify the target customers. Okay, so different applications we have. I hope the PPT is visible to you, right? Okay, sir. Okay. So next, what are the things as a beginner, or as a student, or as a professional? So how do I begin with natural language processing? How do I learn natural language processing? What are the requirements? What are the packages that I need to know, right? So Python, especially, we have a lot of packages and package supports we have, and you have to be more focused on learning topic, okay, because there are a lot of tools. Some tools may be different way of codings. Something is very simple. So what are the main packages that we have, right? So first one is the NLTK. This is the basic packages for NLP in order to process text, okay, and we also have GenSim and Sparse. Sparse and GenSim, these models are very good for processing the text, more flexible models than the NLTK. Okay, and also we have a machine learning package, scikit-learn. It also has some basic text processing ability functions. So we can also use scikit-learn. And recently we have a text blob. This is the recent package that can simplify our NLP task. Okay, so what are the NLP tasks we have? How do we simplify how to use the packages, that we will see subsequently. Okay, so you can use NLTK blindly, or if you like to use Sparse or GenSim, it's up to you. You can install along with the Python package, and you can work along with that. Okay. Next one, what are the most why we have to choose NLP? Okay. So what are the benefits if I work on NLP, if I will learn NLP, what are the benefits that I have, right? So there are different category of jobs available in the job market, both in India and abroad. So there is a NLP researcher, there is a data scientist for NLP, and data engineers. Okay, so the researchers, they always find better solutions than the existing one. So they always work on new innovations, right? So already we have some tools, how to improve those tools, how to improve the understanding level of machines. So that will be in the researcher area. Okay, so and the data scientists always work on the existing models, that means machine learning or deep learning model, in order to derive some solutions. Okay, and engineers, especially NLP engineers, that they will make a real product. Actually, data scientists, they will give what the model they can design based on the requirements. Okay, so NLP engineers, they will work on to develop a product. Okay, so these are the three different people, the three different category of salary. Okay, so you can have a better chance in working in this area. Okay, so how do we do the in text processing? So normally for all languages that we already know, we have a text processing tool in every languages. For example, we have a text. When you have a text, you need to split the text. You have to split character by character. You have to split a specific, you have to take a small portion of the word substring. So all these functions already we have in the languages. And moreover, in Java, if you know, there is a package, we have a regular expressions. Python also, we have regular expressions. Using the regular expressions, we can able to derive some, you have to form a conditions. So the rules, okay, so conditions means the rules. So once you have the rules, based on the rules, the particular portion or part of the text will be extracted from the large amount of text. Okay, so this is normally we do. Okay, so the rules-based systems always follows the regular expression, some conditions you have to put, and based on that, we have to extract the informations from the raw text. Okay, and machine learning model is basically it has to take a data in different way. Once it converts into a normal suitable format, then it can work on different models. Similarly, deep learning, we have a different models. So we can work on in order to make a predictions or classification or grouping something. Okay. So NLP process, when you goes on NLP process, it begins with data acquisition. So we have to take a raw data, and we have to make what is required. We have to clean up. Okay, so we have to remove unwanted things, that is text extractions and cleanup. And we have some pre-processing techniques. So we have to do some pre-processing. Once it is pre-processed, then it will be suitable for feature engineering. That means what are the features that can be identified from the raw data, and then we can able to build a model in order to make classifications or predictions, right? So this is the NLP process pipeline. It is much similar to data scientists. They also follow the same thing. Okay. And if you start learning NLP, what is your roadmap? Okay, so we have to give a path how to learn, what are the techniques available. Okay, so that is very important. So here I just make it small arrangements. Okay, so in this way you can able to learn the complete things of NLP. Okay, so the text processing level 1 and level 2. There are two levels here. First levels, we have to understand how to tokenize a text and what is limitization, stemming, and how to remove stop words. Okay, and level 2, you have to know some of the basic techniques that I'm going to discuss today. That is back of words, TF-IDF, and n-grams. And we have some packages like in order to convert your text into vectors, we have some pre-processing tools, that is GenSim and Word2Vec, and even some advanced tool like average Word2Vec. So we have some tools in order to make your text into vectors. Then we have to choose a machine learning model for your predictions or classification, something. Okay, so then this is the basic thing. So today is my class. I just try to end up here, solve the ML use cases. Okay, and you can also use deep learning in order to understand deep learning. This will more suitable for NLP, and mainly there are a lot of models, deep learning models, that will make you to make the machines to understand the language, and also it can able to generate the text. Okay, so recently you maybe know that the past 4 or 5 years, language generation becomes more popular. Okay, so what is language generations here? As I already said, the chatbots automatically reply your queries. Okay, so whatever queries that you ask, so based on the query, it can understand and reply. So that makes both NL language understanding, NLU, and language generation, NLG. Okay, so in that case, we have a engineering. There's a specialized engineering course for language generation. Okay, you know the person Madan Karki in Tamil Nadu. He's a son of lyricist Vairamuthu. Okay, so the main research of Madan Karki is lyrics generation, lyrics engineering, automatic lyrics writing. So as you know, the songs lyrics are very vital roles along with the music, right? So the system can able to generate words in different languages based on the music. Okay, so that makes more complex task. Okay, so it has to understand the music notes. Based on the notes, it has to generate the words in the different languages. So it like same like a human. Okay, lyricist. Okay, so for doing the deep learning, we have a different models, recurring neural network, long stat understanding, LSTM and GRU. So that makes your text processing, text understanding more accurate than the normal simple machine learning task. Okay, so once you have this, we have in order to apply, if you understand RNN, LSTM, and GRU, okay, so then you have to apply this models to your task, NLP task. So in order to do that, we have to use a different way of encoding your text. That makes either you have to use Word2Vec, or you have to go for GLOW, or you have to use word embedding like that. Okay, so since this is the basic model, RNN, LSTM, or GRU, okay, and we also have bidirectional LSTM, and we have a attention model, encoder, decoder, and finally we have a transformer, and we have a BERT model. Already pre-built models are there. You can also use those models in order to develop an applications. Okay, these are the roadmap. Okay, so you have to start from the basic and you can reach up to the highest level. Okay, I hope the planned roadmap is clear. So I'm just following the same roadmap in order to give you the basic idea. Okay, so I just end up here in ML, machine learning. So if you are interested in NLP with deep learning, you can also explore all those things. You can be good in NLP. Okay, so the next one. Let's start. Can you hear? Excuse me, can you hear? Okay, okay. So my screen is stuck. So okay, so next one. So we have a tokenization. So the basic task, as I already said here, you can see here the bottommost one is the tokenization. All right. So I'll just begin with the tokenization. Okay. So just a minute, my slide is not moving. Can you see the slide now? Can you see the slide? Okay, okay. So I just begin with the tokenization. So the tokenization is the essentially splitting your words, okay? Splitting your words, sentence into small elements, tokens, right? So it can be tokens can be a sentence, token can be you can able to split a paragraph, you can able to split entire text documents into smaller units, so that we can call it as a token. So here I have a text natural language processing. You can able to split it, tokenize into different tokens. Okay, so that is natural separately, language separately, and processing separately. Okay, so this is a simple way you can do it. So how to tokenize your documents? Okay, so here we need to use NLTK packages. Here you can see I just pointed out here. You can see here. So we have a NLTK package. So natural language toolkit. So this will help you to, there are a lot of APIs, I mean, built-in functions available. So you can use those functions in order to process your text. Okay. So the next task is you have to include your text. What is the text that you have? It can be a file or it can be a normal, I mean, you have to input your text. Okay. So this is my text here. So I just want to split into number of sentences. Okay, the first task is you have to split your text into sentences. It is a paragraph. So the paragraph may have a lot of sentences. So you have to split first as a sentences. You can see here the statement NLTK dot sentence tokenizer. Okay, so please remember there are two tokenizers here. One is the word tokenizer, another one is the sentence tokenizer. When you give the paragraph as an input, so it will tokenize all your sentence because it's a sentence tokenizer. Okay, most of us, we think that it will split words, but here we have two options, sentence as well as words. Okay, so you can split as sentence and you can also split as a words. Okay, which one you require, based on that you have to split up. Okay, so here I just printed what are the sentences we have. You can see here, this is the first sentence, this is the second sentence. Okay, so sentence by sentence, it will split and it will be put it in a list. For example, this will be more number of statements. Okay, so it will include many statements wherever we have dot as the end. So that will be considered as a sentence. Okay, so the sentence, all the sentences will be in the list. You can see here, it is a list. Okay, so you can see here, this is the list. Okay. Next, here somewhere. Okay, so next one is the, after tokenizing this, we have a removing stop words. Okay, So what is stop words here? You can able to see here, if you have a statement, here, any statements that we have in English, it may include many additional conjunction words. Okay, so those words we can able to remove it. For example, there is a statement here, the stars are twinkling at night. This is a statement here. You can see here. So the stars are twinkling at night. So here we have the are, at. These are the additional words along with the sentence. The main content is the star, twinkling, and night. Okay, so we have to remove these things. Okay, so this is we called stop words. So every languages there is a list of stop words. So you have to remove the stop words first in order to process the text. Sometimes we need a sentence as whole, because we need to understand what is the meaning or what is the context of the statements. Okay, so in that case you have to keep the sentence as such, and some of the, mostly in the machine learning process, that will remove the stop words first. Okay, because otherwise it will include a huge corpus, and you have to convert entire text will be, the size will be more. Okay, so the stop words can be removed first. This is the initial task. Okay, so how to remove the stop words? In the NLTK package, we have a function that is a stop words dot words. Okay, so you have to give the word as an English. Okay, so it will remove all the stop words that we have in our paragraph. Okay, so that makes your here we put it in a set because we have a unique words. Okay, after removing stop words, we have to keep a unique words. So that's why we have here. Okay, so here I just show you what are the English stop words. So there are huge list of stop words here. So it will be removed when you give a paragraph. It will be removed. Okay, so you can see here, and here you can see we have a required packages. Okay. So NLTK, we need to include some package, okay, stop word package, and we need to include word tokenizer. The last slide, we have a sentence tokenizer, and now we have a word tokenizer. So this word tokenizer, it will split the words, okay. So it will remove all the stop words, okay. Then it will keep the words which is required for us in order to process, okay. So here I just put it in a loop in order to process every sentences. Okay, already we split sentences. So from the sentences, okay, so from the sentences, I hope the Python, you may be having the basic idea. So this is the format of for loop. So the range that will give you how long we have to repeat the loop. Okay, so number of statements, number of sentences that will be here. So it will start from the beginning, the first statement till the last statement, that means sentence, it will repeat. Okay, so next one is the word tokenizer. The word tokenizer, it will tokenize every word, okay, in the sentence, and it will remove, you can see here, okay, so it will remove all the stop words, okay, and the rest of the things will be stored in the words. Okay, so I just combine every statement, what are the words that is remaining, that I keep it in the sentence. Okay, so you can see here, this is the first line. So the first line, what are the stop words can be removed. Okay, and this is the second line, stop words removed, and third line, stop words removed. Okay, so the rest of the, what are the words that we remainingly, we have as remind, so that will be keep it as for further process. Okay, so next important thing is stemming. Okay, so there are two topics are there, stemming and lematization. So here we have a lematizations and stemming. Most of the data scientists, they prefer to use lematization as a pre-processing step. Some of them, they use stemming as well as lematization. Okay, So we have to know what is stemming and what is lemmatization. Stemming is a process of removing suffixes from the word. Okay, so what is suffixes here? I gave you some examples here. You can see talking, ing is a suffix. Eating, ing is a suffix. Adjustable, able is a suffix. So we have to remove these things. Why we have to remove these things? Okay, so in order to reduce the size of the words. Okay, for example, if you have a talking, okay, so these are all similar meaning. But if you keep talking and talk, there is a separate word. Both are separate word. Okay, so in order to make your word box, I mean bag, to smaller size, you have to remove the suffixes. So once you remove the suffixes, unique words can be taken. All the unique words can be, unique word can be taken as whole. Okay, so that's why we have to use stemming. But what is the problem in stemming? Stemming, it will not bother about the word meaning. Okay, just remove the suffix. Okay, so even the search engine, as I give you an example here, search engine uses this technique extensively to give better results irrespective of the word form. Okay, for example, if you give some content, some topic in order to search in the Google, so it will remove whatever ing, whatever additional things, ed or something, yes, everything will be removed. The suffixes can be removed and the whole word will be taken, and based on the word, the searching results will be given. Okay, so earlier before 2003, Google does not have these features. Okay, so the results may not be accurate at that time. Now, Google is more advanced and it will find the suitable link by applying different stemming and lemmatization method. Okay, so this is stemming. How to do the stemming process here? We have a different stemmers. Okay, NLTK, we have a different stemmers. So here the basic stemmer is Porter stemmer. Okay, we can also use different other stemmers in order to give better results. Okay, but the basic stemmer is a Porter stemmer. So we create an object for stemmer. Okay, so stemmer, the purpose of stemmer is to remove the suffix, remember. Okay, so whatever words that you give, so it will remove the suffix and it will give the remaining word. Okay, so here I have a list of words. You can see here eating, eats, eat, eat, adjustable. So everything is given here. Okay, so when I do stemming, you can see here eating becomes eat, eats become eat. Okay, but eat, still it is eat. It will not having any suffix, so it will not remove anything. It will not consider about whether it's a present tense or past tense, what is the context, that will not be bothered. Okay, so adjustable, and here it is adjust. Okay, rafting, so here just remove the ing. It will not bother about the whether that word giving meaning or not. Okay, just remove the suffix. Okay, so ability, you can see here able. Okay, so it is not complete, but still it gives the results. Okay, so this is the stemming process. Okay, so and the next one is the lemmatization. Okay, so what is lemmatization here? Lemmatization is a process of taking the base word. Okay, that's why most of the data science engineers, they prefer to use lemmatization instead of stemming. It will give actual meaning of the word. Okay, so for example, if you give eat, it will convert to eat. Eat is a base word for eat. Okay, so the base word always we called as a lemma. Okay, so that's why it is lemmatizations. So the lemmatization is more, useful than the stemming, and it will also take some time in order to process the statement because it has to convert to the base word. Okay, so it takes more time than the stemming. Okay, so how to do this? We have a lematizer here, word net lematizer. There are many other lemmatizers also there, so we can use it. So here you can see the words, list of words given, the same words given. You can see how it is lemmatized. You can see eating, it will be taking as eating. Okay, so eats, taking as eats. Suppose if you take it as, I think I just use keep the meaning of the words. Okay, keep the meaning of the words. So here, eat, it has to change it as eat. Okay, so I think some lemmatization here, I just miss it. Okay, so here, the base words, what is the base word that we have, that will be taken. Okay, so that is the lemmatization process. And this is the comparison of stemming and lemmatization. Stemming, it will take, just remove the suffix, and lemmatization, it will go to the base words. Okay, so for example, if you take stemming, the word is carrying, it will take only car. Okay, but lemmatization, it will go to the base word car. Okay, similarly, it has stemming, we have to keep large data sets. Okay, but lemmatizations, we have computation work will be more, and stemming, we can use it for sentiment analysis, and lemmatization can be used for chatbots and human-based answering system. Okay, so next one, part of speech. These are all the basic pre-processing methods. Okay, so part of speech tagging. Okay, so it's nothing but you have to understand the statement, grammatical structure of a statement, grammatical structure of the statement. That means, so every statement in English, we have a subject. The subjects can be noun, pronouns, so like that, verb, okay, adjectives, and many things are there in language statements. So the system should understand what are the what are the verbs, what are the nouns, what are the adjectives there, and the different components of the grammar is present in the statements, so that you can take with help of POS. Okay, so you can see here. So here you can see. So we have a packages. Okay, so then we have a statements here. In the statements, I just split sentences. After splitting the sentences, you have to POS tag. Okay, so the POS tag, what it will do, it will identify what are the words in the statements, and what are the, whether it is a noun or verb or pronoun or adjectives or many components of the language, right? So that can be identified. You can see here PRP, VPV, CD, NNS. Okay, so what is these? NNS. Okay, so there is a code book. Okay, so if you take PPS, or if you have PRP, okay, so if you have NNS, okay, so that makes noun plural. Okay, so CD, okay, cardinal digits. Okay, so it depends on the elements. Okay, so it will give, it will identify what are the verbs and everything, right? What are the noun, pronouns, so everything, right? So this is POS tag. POS tag generally used in order to understand the languages, okay, language content. Okay, so next one, named entity. Okay, so named entity is more useful element. Okay, task, right? So it used to chunk. It will remove. It will take most essential word in the statements. Okay, so for example, if I want to have a spam filter, the spam filter, it will take the context, some of the essential words from the mail. It will not read everything. It will take some essential words from the mail. Okay, so mail content, right? So how it can be extracted with the help of named entity recognition, NER. Okay, so what it will do, it will identify whether the statement contain person, place name, or company name, or organization name. Okay, so different components there in the statements, right? For example, but Google is starting from behind. This is a statement. Google is an organization. It identifies. So it will consider this Google as a main element to take it up. Apple is an organization, so it will take it up. Okay, similarly, every Sri, you can see this is a product. iPhone is a product. Dot is a product. So this will be the most essential elements of the statements can be taken up. Okay, so that is named entity recognition. Okay, so it can be a named entity, can be a person, location, monetary value, quantity, organizations, movies, anything. Okay, so there is a big list. Okay, so that can be identified by NER. Okay, so the named entity recognitions can be applied in different way. So you can write a rules in order to identify specific entities, or you have to look up. There's a dictionary, we can use it, and you have to look up whether this is organization or place or different things. Okay, and we can also use POS tags. As I already said, POS tag. So it will identify nouns, pronouns, adjectives, and many things. So based on that, also you can process named entity. You can identify named entity, and dependency parsing also you can use in order to identify different entities in the text. Okay, so main application is speed up the hiring process to filter out the CV. Okay, so HR person already said you can able to filter out the CVs and improve the response time. For example, I'm giving some grievances or queries to specific product to the customer care service. In the customer care service, there are a lot of people handling in different type of services. So whatever queries that I give, that has to properly classified, and it has to go to the proper desk in order to address it, and it has to be periodized. I mean prioritized. So in order to give the weightage. Okay, so so everything can be simplified with the help of NER. Okay, so improve the speed and relevance of searching results. And especially medical patient care, the documents can be classified, and what are the problem in the, I mean, you can able to group the documents in similar kind of disease. So that in order to group this, we have to use NER. Okay, so you can see here. So we have a contents, and this is the packages that we need to include. So this you have to download. When you include these statements, automatically it will be downloaded. Once it is downloaded, you can able to mute it, and we can use this options. I mean, these features in order to chunking your text. Okay, so you can see here, this is our text. In the text, we can able to chunk. We can able to chunk with the help of POS tag, and we can able to identify NASA is an organization. Okay, so Elon Musk is a person. Okay, SpaceX is the organization. Okay, so this is the simple, using POS tag we can able to chunk what is the important things in the statement. Okay, so next one, okay, so we do the pre-processing, everything we finish, right? So we discuss about tokenization, we have to stemming, lemonization, removing stop words, and POS and NER. These are all the basic techniques. And next one, how the text can be understand. The machine can understand the text. Okay, so how your computer can understand the text. As you all know, this is the basic, I mean, second level of processing, pre-processing. Machine can understand only numbers. Okay, so it cannot understand other things, so it can only process numbers. So what is our work? We have to change our text documents into numbers in some form. Okay, so we cannot change as such. We have to do some pre-processing methods, and in order to convert your text into numbers. Okay, so what are the methods that we have? We have a label encoding and one-hot encoding. These are the basic things that we have in sklearn package. Okay, so and other advanced levels, that is backup words, TF-IDF, and word embodying. This will be in Keras. So we can use it even sklearn package or Keras based on our requirements. Okay, so if it is simple to change your text into numbers, I mean, for example, if you process some data of student, okay, if you have some student records, some column is gender. Okay, so that will be a text. Okay, so male or female. So in that case, you can use label encoding or one-hot encoding. So this is very simple method to change your text into numbers. Okay, but the more complete text, for example, email classification or spam messages classification or some other text processing methods, tasks, you have to use either backup words or TF-IDF and word embedding. I will explain what is that in subsequent slides. Okay, can you hear? Yes.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yes. Okay. So the first topic is the label encoding. So label encoding, just change your, just give the number to every unique text. Okay. For example, we have a data, the country, age, salary. In the country, we have different country names. So this has to be changed before we apply to machine learning. It has to be changed as a number. So we have to use some method, label encoding method, to change the text into numbers. You can see here India becomes 0 here. US is 2. Japan is 1, like that. Okay, so it will give, it automatically assign. You can also specify what numbers that you want. Okay, so or it will take by itself. Okay, so that will be label encoding. Okay, so this will be very simple process. You can see here I have a data. So that data I just load it using pandas. Okay, so we have a read CSV. It's a method to load the data. Okay, so in the data I just apply label encoder. I create an object for label encoder. Label encoder fit transform what column? The country column. Okay, so the data becomes numbers. You can see here it becomes a number. Okay, so all the data has changed to number. Okay, so this is basic label encoding. And next one, one-hot encoding. Okay, so the one-hot encoding is the most popular method than the label encoding. Label encoding, very simple process, but one-hot encoding, it creates dummy variables. It creates a dummy variable. Okay, it's a process of creating dummy variables. That means India, we have one column, and US, we have another column, and Oman, we have another column. Okay, how many unique words we have? So everything will be separated by different columns. Okay, if a particular record is related to India, it becomes 1, otherwise it becomes 0. Okay, you can see here. So India, the country. Okay, so the country column is taken as 3 different columns here. You can see country India, country Oman, country US. So automatically it will take different columns for every unique words. And if it is there, the first record belongs to India, then it becomes 1 and remaining will be 0. Okay, so the process, we have a method get dummies. Using get dummies, we can able to create a dummy columns in order to process your textual data. Okay, next one, most important thing is vectorization. Okay, so this is important for both the machine learning as well as deep learning. Okay, so vectorization, what is vectorization? Vectorization is a process of creating a vector. Okay, it's a process of creating a vector. So vector is a list of number. Okay, so it will convert the text into a vector. Okay, so it will create our numbers for every verse that we have. It will create a list of numbers. Okay, so that is vectorization. Okay, so processing of natural language text to extract meaningful informations, we have to change a text into real numbers, that is vectors. Vectors means numbers. Okay, so for every verse, it will create a real numbers. Okay, so it's a real number, okay, so it will create a real numbers. Okay, so what are the vectorization techniques that we have? There are plenty of ways we can do vectorization. So here we have, I just listed 3, and we also have many things. Okay, so the most basic elements is the backup words. I think I have still, how much time I have remaining? 11, 10.
Sir, 20 minutes are remaining.
Okay, 20 minutes. Okay, fine. So there are plenty of technique to vectorize. So back and forth and word embedding. Okay, so word embedding can be also be utilized more in deep learning. Okay, so we have to first important terms we have to know, that is documents, corpus, and features. Okay, so what is documents? The document is a particular text point. Okay, so how many statements, how many sentences that we have that can be considered as a documents. Okay, every statement can be considered as a documents. Okay, and the corpus is a group of all documents. Okay, so every statement is a separate document, and if you group it, that becomes a corpus. Okay, and features, every individual unique words in the corpus is a feature. Every unique words in the corpus is a feature. Okay, so in order to process different language, for example, if you do process in Tamil, okay, so you have to create a corpus, and from the corpus you have to extract the features. Okay, so unique words you have to take it up. Okay, so next you have to, main task is in the corpus you have to remove the stop words. So you need a stop word dictionary in order to remove all the stop words from the text. Okay, so backup words is very simple process. Okay, so it will take all the unique words. Okay, so before we do this backup words, we have to remove all the stop words, but here I just give you as such the plain text. Okay, I'm not remove any stop words. Okay, I just keep the sentence as such. Okay, so in that case, you can see here all the unique words can be taken, and every unique word will be assigned a number, and based on the number, if it is present, it becomes 1. If it is not present, it becomes 0. Okay, in the particular statement, if it is present, it will be 1. If it is not present, it will be 0. This is the first statement. This is the second statement. In the first statement, there is no all. Okay, that's why we have 0. But the second statement, we have all, the word all, so it becomes 1. Okay, similarly, for every unique words, okay, whether it is present in the particular statement, it will be 1, and otherwise it becomes 0. Okay, so this is simple backup words. So how to do the backup words? We have a special method. Okay, so the special method is a count vectorizer. So the count vectorizer, the main work is to convert into your text into vectors. Okay, so in the vectors, you can see here, once you have a vectorizer, so we have to pass the text. What is the text here? We have to give text in order to make the conversion. Okay, so once you make the text into numbers, then you have to transform as a vector. Okay, so encode everything fully. So that will be your vector. So you can see here, this is the first statement and this is the second statement. So that will be given here. Okay, so you can also have some drawbacks here. Backup words, it will consider only the unique words. It will not consider the context or meaning or importance of the words. Okay, so if new sentences, new words coming, your backup word length can be increased. Your vector size also increased. Okay, in additionally, vectors, for example, if you use backup words for spam classification, in that case, it has some list of words. If new words are coming, your vector size can be increased and it will create an issue. Okay, so additionally, you have a sparse matrix. You can see here there are a lot of ones and zeros. Okay, there are most of the places it becomes 0. Okay, so that makes sparse matrix that occupy more space, and there is no, it will not retain any grammar, meaning of the statements or context or weightage of the word. It will not be maintained. So what you have to do, you have to process backup words by using n-gram. So what is n-gram here? Okay, so n-gram is nothing but you have to process your words, either 1 word or 2 words or 3 words at the same time. Okay, so earlier we have to take every word as unique. Okay, so what we are going to do, we have to group the words, two words or three words into one set. Okay, so that becomes meaningful when you do the processing. Okay, so that is we called as n-gram. Okay, so for example, here I have a statement. So in the statement, there are two statements here. First one, this is good job. Second one, this is not good at all. Okay, so in this, we have to take some unique words, I mean, meaningful words, and remove the stop words. We have some 5 important words here. Okay, so in the 5 important words, if you make it as vectorizer, you have this vectorizations. Okay, for first statement and second statement. What is the problem here? The first statement is a positive statement. Second statement is a negative statement. But while processing this, it does not give any meaning. Okay, just take the words as such. Okay, so in order to give a meaningful translations, okay, so we have to use n-gram. Okay, if you take 2 words at the same time, so then it becomes 2 grams. If you take 3 words at the same time, so it becomes 3 grams. Okay, so similarly, you can increase number of words. Okay, and I mean, this is 3 words. That's a trigram. So here I have here I have a statement. Somu is looking for job and Anu is the manager of the company. Okay, so there are 2 words here. Okay, so first it will assign numbers for each unique words. Okay, then it will be converted to vectors. Okay, so here if I do 2 words, okay, so single word as well as combination of 2 words. Okay, so you can see here, first it will take single words. Okay, then you can see here 2 words. Okay, Anu is the manager. Okay, so it will take first a single words, then it will take 2 words. Okay, you can see here. So your vector will be increased, your size will be increased. Okay, your vector size will be increased. So this will give a real difference. Okay, and backup words. Here I give you a simple example, spam mail classification. So we loaded how to convert this backup word model to apply to machine learning. I gave you one small example. So here we have a data, and these are the 2 columns, label and message. These are the 2 columns. And when I open the data, whatever after loading, okay, so after loading to object. So when I open it, this will be my data. Okay, so harm means this is spam. Okay, spam or harm. Okay, there are 2 categories here. Harm means nothing. Okay, spam means it is a real. Okay, so we have to classify whether it is a spam or harm. Okay, so we have to do it. So in order to process this text, porter stemmer. Okay, so I have to use porter stemmer in order to stemming the words. Okay, so next is I have to remove the stop words and stemming it. It will be the results will be stored here. All the unique words will be taken. Then I have to apply count vectorizer in order to vectorize my in order to vectorize the text. Okay, which is unique. Okay, so whatever unique words that I keep it here. Okay, so that will be that we have to make it as vector. Okay, so I just create count vectorizer, and count vectorizer I just give maximum as 2500 is the size. Okay, so 2500 features can be taken. Okay, so it can be more if you convert as a paragraph, or if you convert as a real model, it will be more more number of columns. Okay, so in order to limit this, I have 2500 columns. Okay, then I just make it x and y. I just vectorize and make it x and y. Okay, so x we have a data, and y is either labels. Okay, it's a harm or spam. Okay, then we have to go for train test split, and we have to use model classification model, and we have to predict, okay, whether the mail, the content is a spam or harm. Okay, so we have here the accuracy. After testing it, we have an accuracy of 98.5. So it may be 80, 85. That will be a good model too. Okay. So next one, PF IDF. I think I have 10 minutes more. Okay, so just try to complete it. So TF-IDF is a term frequency and inverse document frequency. So this will give importance to the words, how important the particular word in the documents. Okay, so earlier backup word, it will not consider the importance of the word, but TF-IDF, it will give important words, important weightage to the words. Okay, so you can see here, these are the documents, 3 documents: good boy, good girl, boy, girl, good. Okay, so these are the 3 documents. TF, this is the formula. Okay, so number of terms in the document, particular word occurring in the documents. Okay, so good, when you take good in the document 1, it will appear, there are 2 words here. In the 2 words, it appear once. Okay, so like that, we have to make TF table. Okay, similarly, girl, when you take girl in the document 1, okay, there is no girl. Okay, but in document 2, words here, and we will take the girl is one of the word. Okay, so 1 by 2, right? So this is TF. And IDF, when you come to IDF, okay, so what is the formula for IDF? Number of documents, there are 3 documents here, and number of documents with the term T, the particular word is there. Okay, so good, there are 3 documents. How many times it comes? Good, good, good. 3 times it comes, so it becomes 3 by 3. Okay, and for example, boy here, so it has 2 times. So the documents we have here, number of documents is 3, and it comes 2 times. So we have 3 by 2. Okay, so we have 0.176. Similarly, we have 0.176 for girl. Okay, so now you can see what is not important, what is important. You can see here, boy and girl are the important keywords. Okay, so good is adjective. Okay, so that will be null. You can see here it is 0. Okay, so the important words can be weighted and non-important words are 0. Okay, so when you do this, the important things will be weighted. You can see here, TF, when you multiply TF and IDF, this will be the results. Okay, so the boy and girl are important than the word good. Okay, so this is T. Similarly, instead of count vectorizer, we have to use TF-IDF vectorizer. Okay, so we have to use count vectorizer, or we can use TF-IDF vectorizer. Okay, so same way, you have to use same process that I already explained. Okay, you can apply to machine learning too. Okay, so next one is the word embedding. Okay, so word embedding is much more advanced than the TF-IDF. Okay, so you can see here a small picture. Okay, so in the picture you can see there is a king and queen, and man and woman. Okay, so when you have some equal status words, okay, so we have to, the similarity of the positions or similarity of the nature. So we have to understand. So in that case, we have to use word embedding. Okay, so how similar these 2 words? Okay, for example, Sachin and Ganguly both are cricketers, so they are close together. Okay, Sachin and Lion is not close. Okay, so we have to differentiate the words. Okay, so that things, then we have to use word embedding. Okay, so what is word embedding? The text, we have to create a dense vector. We have to create a dense vector representation for every words. Okay, you can see here I have a word list of words here. So the list of word, I'm just assigning some numbers. Okay, for every unique words, I have a numbers here. Okay, so these numbers I have been placed here. Okay, so for genders, boy, there is a different features. These are the features. There are 300 dimensions. How these features are created, it will be automatically created. Okay, these features we have to assign values automatically. It will assign for every unique words. Okay, so when you create a dense vector, okay, so when you create a dense vector, so you can able to identify the similarity between these two records, or boy and king. Okay, you can able to find the distance between these two words, okay, by using distance measures. Okay, so what are the different popular embedding algorithms that we have? We have a Keras, word embedding, and word2vec, glove. Okay, so different word embedding methods are there, and pre-built model also there, we can use it. Okay, and here simple example, we have a word embedding. So we have a list of words. In the words, okay, so we have a one hot encoding to assign numbers for the words. Okay, next is for this statements, we have 2 words. This statements, we have 4 words. So in order to make it as one form, okay, all the statements, all the documents, we have 4 as a maximum. So we have to do padding the sequence. Okay, maximum length is 4. So in order to make all the records into uniform format, once you make a uniform format, then you can go for you can apply deep learning models. Okay, sequential model here I used. Okay, so the vocabulary sizes here I gave already. Vocabulary size is 15 maximum numbers that can be assigned. You can see here all the numbers assigned here for the words. It is limited to 50. Okay, so vocabulary size is 50, and number of hidden layers, that means dimensions of output from the input layers. Okay, and input length, the maximum length can be given here. Okay, so maximum length is 4. Okay, so that will be given here. Okay, so once you give it, it will be able to make your deep learning layers. Okay, so finally we have to check, we have to apply activation function with the last layer. Okay, so that is sigmoid. Okay, so once you get it, you can able to measure the accuracy of predictions. Okay, before you do predictions and all. Okay, so you can able to see your dense. Okay, so here you can just put a summary. Just put a dense layer here. You can see how automatically it is created. The dense vector, it is automatically created for every verse. Okay, so then you can go for predictions and classifications. Okay, so I hope the sessions will be more useful as a basic things. Okay, so you can go for further. Okay, so you can learn word2vec, glove, and you can GenSim, and you can use different Sparse tools. Okay, and you can go for different you can learn different deep learning models in order to create different applications. Okay, and you can also use some useful APIs. Okay, so firstlanguage.in, this is a website. When you go there, you can test different things, different text classifications. Okay, and different operations of NLP. Okay, and Hugging Face, they are providing API also, free API also, and first language, they'll ask minimum subscriptions, so you can use APIs. Once you have APIs, you can simplify your task. Okay, so I will show you first language here. So here, build your first NLP applications. When you go here, when you go down, okay, so you can try by yours and just click here. It will take few minutes to load it. Okay, so stemming, so I just want to do some text classification. Okay, so here I just give you Somu, the good person. Okay, so when you do it, submit, you can see here it's sentiment analysis when you do it. Okay, So the positive, this is a positive statement. So you can see this is a positive statement. Okay, there is no negative in it. Okay, so for example, it's not a good person. Okay, so when you do submit here, you can see this is a negative. Okay, so they also give API. So using that API, you can able to do different NLP tasks easily. Okay, so you can utilize most of the pre-built models as well as APIs in order to complete your task. Okay, so I hope the sessions will be more useful to you. If you have any queries, you can ask me now. I think we are close to the session, right, ma'am?